Good morning, distinguished members of the jury. Thank you all for being here today. Uh, it's truly an honor to have the opportunity to present my doctoral research to you. My name is Xuebo Wang. My research focused on supply chain management in Chinese biopharmaceutical companies, and my thesis is supervised by Professor Frederick Ponzillon. In today's presentation, I will provide an overview of my research objectives, methodology, key findings, and the implications of my study. First part is introduction. Since the 1990s, the biopharmaceutical industry has experienced rapid growth. The sector is characterized by advanced technology requirements, significant investment needs, long development cycles, as well as high risks and strict regulation. Developed countries, particularly the United States, have shown strong competitiveness in this industry. Despite strong government support and rapid growth, China's biopharmaceutical industry still lags behind developed countries, especially in drug innovation and commercialization. To define the research problem, I conducted pilot interviews with professionals from tax company and other biopharmaceutical supply chain experts. And the research problem identified through interviews is how Chinese biopharmaceutical companies can reduce the supply risks of critical production materials. And the aim of this research is developing a solution for mitigating the supply risks of critical production materials in the Chinese biopharmaceutical industry. So for the literature review, firstly, I identified the key stakeholders and the major processes in the biopharmaceutical supply chain, along with its main challenges of the biopharmaceutical supply chain. And then I explored the development status of Chinese biopharmaceutical industry. China has been the world's second largest biopharmaceutical market, and these two key indicators also show the rapid growth of the industry in China. Also, I explored deeply the challenges of Chinese biopharmaceutical industry, such as weakness in R&D innovation, financing limitations, immature industry structure, limited scalability, and upstream dependency. From literature, I identified key criteria for critical materials in this industry and determined some specific critical materials based on the case company's situation. The identified strategy for mitigating supply risks, including inventory management, improving visibility, door location approach, and enhancing collaborations with suppliers. The benefits and the limitations of each strategy were also analyzed, and the enhancing collaboration strategy is chosen for deeper exploration. Through effective supplier relationship management, companies can enhance collaboration with suppliers. And there are four critical elements influencing this collaboration. Through further explored literature, the framework of developing an SRM strategy is identified. So based on a comprehensive review of existing literature and an analysis of the characteristics of Chinese biopharmaceutical industry, this study advocates for the enhancement of collaboration with key suppliers as a strategic approach to mitigate supply risks of critical materials. And this study developed a supplier collaboration improvement framework from supplier segmentation, cooperative strategy development, defining collaborative improvement activities, implementation and tracking, and continuous improvement. For supplier segmentation, the step one is define the strategic importance for purchasing material. We only focus on the material with higher supply risk. So items are classified bottleneck items and strategic items. The step two is assessing relationship attractiveness. And the step three is strategic supplier evaluation. This framework identifies only two types of relationship, strategic and collaborative. Then comes to develop the cooperative strategy with the critical suppliers. First step is to set the objective for each group's collaborative relationship and the strategic relationship. The step two, I define the relationship implication guidance for both groups. Then define the improved collaborative activities with suppliers based on the framework of both groups for collaborative relationship and also the strategic relationship. Then step two is define and agree upon performance metrics. There are 6 criteria. So for research design, this study used the case study method and the quantitative analysis. The case company is PAX. It is one of the leading Chinese biotechnology company and relies heavily on importing critical manufacturing materials from international suppliers, especially from the United States and Europe. The case study is a single case and choose one critical material supplier, Sativa. Data was gathered through comprehensive interviews with 20 stakeholders from both organizations. The interview questions were developed based on 4 distinct interview guides. And the study employed the thematic analysis approach and used the JIRA method to analyze the interview's response. There are 4 phases of analysis: transcription, thematic summarization, data structure development, and narrative development. In order to ensure the validity and the reliability of the study, I used the six comprehensive criteria to judge the quality of the study. These criteria specifically designed to evaluate the rigor of realism research. Yeah, with regard to research funding, according to the result of the interview data analysis, the funding for first section is the primary benefits of strong collaboration, including operational excellence, strategic partnership, and innovation, risk management of supply and quality compliance, and the findings align closely with the existing literature. Additionally, data from the interviews underscore the importance of risk management in ensure quality compliance. And the funding for second session is the main factors that contribute to successful collaboration with suppliers, including effective communication, trust and respect, clear responsibility, and mutual problem solving, and continuous improvement and strategic alignment. And the funding for the third section is identify 5 key areas to improve cooperation with suppliers, including communication and information sharing, relationship building and trust, collaborative performance management, innovation and joint development, strategic partnership. The analysis of the interview data largely aligned with the findings from the interview from the literature review. As a biopharmaceutical company, we also place a strong emphasis on innovation and encourage our suppliers to actively innovate. The funding for first section of interview is recommendations for continuous improvement of collaboration. Most of the recommendations are similar to that of the data summary in the previous questions. For example, enhancing communication and strategic partnership, which can be incorporated into the action plan of improving cooperation with suppliers. And the fifth section is about the supply KPI metrics. The analysis result is largely aligned with the finding from the literature review. Additionally, a compliance index has been integrated into the assessment framework. So, after integration of the interview's finding and the existing framework and the roadmap previously proposed, an update solution is developed to improve collaboration with suppliers. To ensure the practicality and the feasibility of this proposed solution, a detailed review and in-depth discussion was conducted with the procurement directors. Then the solution has been adjusted and refined accordingly. In the updated improvement framework, the continuous improvement was defined two levels, strategic and operational. As PAC's company aims to establish a strategic relationship with the supplier, therefore the upcoming roadmap will exclusively explore this strategic relationship. Insights from interview have underscored the significance of risk management in ensure quality compliance. Considering this, an additional objective was added to ensure quality compliance in the updated framework. And the relationship implication guidelines updated per interview section 2. The main factors that contribute to successful collaboration with suppliers. The interview data also emphasizes quality compliance, the encouragement of supplier innovation, and the expectation that suppliers will share the latest technical information about their products. So this consideration have been added into the framework. And considering procurement director's recommendations, I refine and adjust the initial suggestions to better align with our organization goals and operational uh, realities. And also for the metrics of supply KPIs, underscoring the importance of quality compliance, which is important for biopharmaceutical enterprises. Additionally, a compliance index has been integrated into the assessment framework to reflect the company's emphasis on adherence to regulatory standards. For the continuous improvement, the collaboration, Two critical aspects need consistent attention. Firstly, it is essential to regularly evaluate the relationship with suppliers to ensure alignment with strategic objectives and to address any emerging issues promptly. Secondly, there should be a regular assessment of the categorization of suppliers, take into account the dynamic internal and external environments in which the enterprise operates. So, uh, according to the key result of the thesis, six managerial recommendation was proposed in the study, and to help readers distinguish between easy uh, and complicated implementations, the feasibilities of the recommendations was analyzed from financial, technical, organizational perspectives, as well as those related to internal and external players' strategies. The research has inherent risks and limitations associated with conducting a single case study, such as focus on one critical supplier, geographic limitation, and time constraints, and so on. Uh, the future research opportunities for this study could be broader industry application uh, and add quantitative analysis and risk management and so on. By integrating theoretical insights with practical industry knowledge, this study offers a valuable contribution to the field of supplier relationship management in the biopharmaceutical sector. The findings and the proposed solutions may be applicable uh, not only to PAX company, but also to other Chinese biopharmaceutical companies facing the similar challenges. Uh, this concludes my introduction. Thank you very much for your attention.